One meal a day. That's why you click this video, and I am surprised, but not really, that I got myself down to one meal a day. And I got to tell you, I feel um, pretty damn amazing. So today I finished a 23-hour fast, and I proved to myself yet again that you can get in all your nutrients in one meal. And there's no bloating, there's no distended of the stomach. My total calorie intake has been about 1200, 1250, somewhere along those lines. And I've been able to put down 140 grams of protein while at it. So what I'm going to do is throw up some numbers so you guys can take a look at it. And you can look at how I've designed my plan with a 2000, north of 2000 calorie diet, mainly surrounding protein intake. And from that, I cut as I need. And from that, I adjust my macronutrients, primarily protein and then fats and then carbs, if any. So I've been doing a few videos about carnivore diet and intermittent fasting, walking, and all of that. But one meal a day is coming out to be a huge win for me personally in my life right now. And you know, as I do one meal a day, you tend to realize, and you will actually feel this, that you're actually very full. By the time you're done eating, okay, you're gonna find it really hard to break the 15, 1600, 1700, even 1800 calorie mark. Now, with a caveat, with an asterisk, this is where intermittent fasting is not a cheat code. It can be a cheat code if done correctly with the right meals. Does that make sense? And a lot of people make the old adage mistake, which I have done, trial and tested, proven to be true, is that you can blow your entire day by that one meal, okay? Because we all know that processed foods will totally like obliterate your progress you've made in the fasting process. And processed foods typically have more calories in them, right? Like processed foods, more calories, right? All the additives. But when you are doing meal prepping and making your own meals, which is very peaceful for me, uh, you will definitely come way below your caloric intake. And this is where the magic of intermittent fasting kicks in. Because eating one meal a day for me personally puts me in a really large calorie deficit. Now, don't get me wrong, I can still eat more. Like I stopped eating at 4:30 today. So I can eat more. Look at behind me. That's freaking amazing right there. That is so amazing. Look at that. That's like the Sphere in Las Vegas, but actually behind me. That is so cool. Um, it puts me in a large calorie deficit. So you have to sort of feel your body speaking to you. And this has got nothing to do with age. This is to do with you knowing your body. And I knew for a good chunk of my life, I was overeating. Like there were days when I would see right now, this is what I look like, obviously, right? But I wasn't always looking like this. I would feel my gut like round, like ready to blow the F open, if you know what I mean. And I was ignoring that. And that's where you have to intervene and find the balance between overeating and calorie management. So, are you really overeating? And if so, you have room to actually cut back on your calories. And if I were you, the smartest thing, the most logical thing to do here is cut back on your carbs. Carbs is a non essential nutrient. And I'm not a doctor, folks. I'm not a scientist. I know what works for me. It may not work for most of you. But if you haven't gotten into shape, if you haven't gotten into some sort of a decent form and physique and a lower body fat percentage, you may want to give this lifestyle a go. Combination of intermittent fasting, walking 10,000 steps every single day. Such a beautiful day to be out. Of course, I'm doing it when sun The sun's setting right now, right? So it's not scorching hot. I'm not burning. This is perfect temperature. Low 70s, but the sun is setting. And I've already done 10,000 steps today. This is additional. So I stopped eating at 4:30, 4:45, and it's about 6:45. So I'm well into my fasting window now, like meaning I've already started the fasting process. And this walking here counters and kickstarts my digestive process. Okay, so by the time it's nearly bedtime, which for me these days I try to call it at 9, 10 o'clock latest, I am well into my fast, like 5, 6 hours in. And then while you're sleeping, that's where the magic happens, because as you're sleeping, you've already capitalized, okay, on that fasting window. And when you wake up, you have the choice to extend that fast if you've caught on to that, if that makes sense. So I stopped eating at 4:45. I go to bed whenever, right? I'm just drinking water. I'm getting additional steps in, burning fat, and teaching my body that you don't need food. You know, like you can see visibly, right, that I have a nice tan, I have a glow about myself, right? And I have a decent muscle definition. At this age, I'm not looking to get into bodybuilding. I could, but it's just not something I choose to do. I've proved to myself that I can gain a lot of size, but is that really healthy? And is that where, I want to go with this physique? And in terms of mobility and functionality, how hard that is going to be on my joints, because you have to be able to move that mass, which I talk about separately, about mobility, stretching, your agility, the having that quickness, right? Being able to move. So it is very, very possible to get everything in with one meal, and that's where I'm currently sitting at. So now, if I felt like I was underfed, then what I would do is immediately either grab a quick protein shake, or maybe even a protein bar. But I've even quit the Quest bars as of today. So I do meal prepping, so I have easy access to my meals. I have easy access to my meals, so I'm able to open my refrigerator, make some eggs, sausages, right, turkey patties, beef patties, uh, chicken, and it's nothing fancy, but it does the job, and it's tasteful enough where I'm happy with it. So I don't know where you are in your journey in this intermittent fasting window, where you are, whether you're an older person, millennial, Gen X, wherever you stand. This may be a lifestyle for you to gently incorporate into your daily life, right? Because whatever you have in place, if it hasn't worked, you may consider taking advice from people like myself or others in this space, where you can visibly see the results. And you know you I'm not sitting behind a couch, guys. I'm not sitting behind my desktop. I'm not driving. I'm talking. I'm walking and talking. Okay, there's evidence here that how much energy this gives you. Also, the other thing is that it's stressful thinking about food all the time. I did a set of shoulders and pull-ups, and my right is always seems to be jammed all the time. My right shoulder has always had some issues, and I've had chiropractic adjustments done over the years. I might need to go back in again. And it could be that I'm holding the gimbal like this too, because it starts weighing on you after a while. Man, all the steps I'm getting today is amazing. All the steps I'm getting in, this is all bonus steps here. So by the time the day is said and done, I could be well into my 15,000 step, close to 16. Who knows? We shall tally it up, and we shall see. I'll post my steps on my YouTube tonight. How about that? On my community tab, where you can post uh, a caption, a captioned post, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not a very spiritual guy in the senses. I don't go to church. I don't go to mass. You know, like I don't do all that stuff. Which is, if you that's your cup of tea, that's awesome. I find, and I've talked about this before, is fasting brings me so much peace within that I'm able to tune into the higher power. Like your body, there's a reason I think it makes sense now why Shaolin monks and teachers and gurus in India and China, in the South Asian continents, East Asian continents, practice these habits. You know, celibacy. I'm not saying I'm celibate by any means. That's the one thing I cannot fast from. I can go without it for a little bit, being an older man now, but you know, some things you just can't fast off of, right? But now, in all seriousness, there's a reason why these gurus and teachers do follow fasting and incorporate this into their teachings, is because there's a system of, it's a reward system. Like, how long do you want to keep feeling this, what you're feeling? Your brain opens up, you're able to think better, you're more creative, the creativity just sparks, right? There are unhidden treasures in intermittent fasting the news doesn't talk about, media doesn't talk about, doctors don't talk about. You'll have to do it for yourself to feel it, the magic. And even though I ate an hour ago or so, I know that I ate the right stuff. No sugar. I just made a recent video about how I've just completely detoxed off of sugar. The little sugar I'm getting is very, very minute. Like berries, 1 cup of berries, it doesn't spike your insulin. I've even stopped bananas because it does spike your insulin. But this is hardcore now. I'm advanced. I'm looking for another level that I know I can go. But I've been depriving myself of that level is because I've been lazy. I've been just happy with 12% body fat. Who wouldn't be? Some days I have visible abs, some days I don't. I'm okay. I'm okay. I have a decent core. I'm flat stomach. I don't have a belly. I look great in my slim fit attire, and people think I have abs all the time. I don't. But now I want to. I want to be that guy, especially when I'm doing this. So what I'm experimenting now is, I know 1 meal a day will work. If you have the discipline to make a hard stop and say, I'm done eating, man. I'm done. Because look at it right now. It's 7 o'clock. I don't need to be eating now or before I had a bad habit of eating my dinner at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Waking up the next day, just my gut just felt off. Sometimes even after 10, and I would take down a lot of food. This includes rice and wheat, albeit it's not like completely unhealthy, but it's just my timing was so off. Now I'm just relaxed. I am relaxed. There's peace of mind. I don't have to think about my next Hunger Games. Like, I'm done. And 140 grams is enough protein, folks. You can make an argument, give or take 1 gram per pound by body weight, but really, as I'm experimenting through this, even that to me is neither here nor there. I don't see a massive difference if I don't get to 1 gram per pound per body weight. If that, I hope this hits home for you, that don't believe everything in media and don't believe every fitness coach. Take pieces of them, pieces of that knowledge, but now you have to do a trial and error to see what works with your body, how you appear in your clothes. What difference makes, a cut in your chest, in your shoulder separation and veins, right? All of these subtle differences it's all you. It's going to be you. And this is why you need to build that relationship with yourself. We are done with Q1. We are well into Q2 now. It's not too late for 2025 to be your best year, your best comeback year, to make this, to shock everyone, to disappear right now. to disappear right now. Do you have the summer body, right? Are you somewhat in shape? Are you ready for summer? But even then, is this just for show? Just is this temporary? And then you put all the weight back on again? No, this is a lifestyle. This is where I'm telling you intermittent fasting, okay, makes a big, big difference, especially if you're older. Especially if you're older. Why I say especially if you're older is because your metabolism slows down. You know, you don't heal as fast. Things start breaking down as you get older. That's why I'm saying, especially if you're older. But you can do intermittent fasting at any age. You cannot go wrong with this lifestyle. Now, outside of the medical conditions you may have, I'm not specialized to speak on that, but I can speak for myself. I'm 49 years old, and I'm involved in many arts and activities and entertainment as such, and you can check out my profile. So I'm going to continue. I could have done 24-hour fast today, but I wanted to test my body to see what one meal a day would look like and how it would hit my body. Okay, you see behind me? I'm going to go up. That's my next video. Wait. Right there, through that tunnel. Going upstairs right now, okay? I'll catch you on the next one.